does it! Yeah!
Free. Down to 3, down to 2. It's a 3. Good! Good! James Harden, a flamethrower!
Sengun! Oh, no!
All right, we are back in the saddle. Red Nation Radio. We are back and we are fully staffed, baby. Spencer Nolan here with you, and my man Harley is back after a short 2-week hiatus. Harley, how we feeling, man?
I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling good. I feel a lot better than 2 weeks ago, where it felt like, 2 weeks ago we dropped the video about, the panic button for this Houston Rockets team, and it's been 2 weeks. It's been the ship has gotten back afloat. Mm-hmm. And we're sailing pretty good right now. We're still missing something. I'm sure we'll get into it, but I am excited about where this team is heading so far.
Yeah, I think it's all there for the taking now. And I said this after last week, that game against the Spurs, if they had lost that game, I was going to come on and I was going to say RIP the Rockets season. But that win was the biggest win of the season. And I think that did enough for me that I'm back in. This team can still do something this year. OKC is still going to be a tall task. But I think one thing that I'm starting to feel good about, Harley, as I look ahead to the schedule for the rest of the season, lots of home games, a ton of games at Toyota Center. And this year, including the Thunder, the Rockets have the best winning percentage at home in the entire NBA. Now, we've talked in the past, you got to be able to win on the road to win in the playoffs in the NBA. So they got to start getting some wins on the road. But as far as seeding goes, this is going to be very, very good time for the Rockets to get back on track fully. And as we approach the trade deadline with all these home games for the Rockets, maybe they add some pieces. We're going to do a full trade deadline next week. But all that to say, the Rockets are positioning themselves very well to end up as the 2 seed again. And then that gives you home court advantage for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs at minimum. I would love the Rockets' chances in any series against anyone else in the West if they have home court advantage.
100% right there with you. I think the biggest development in the last 2 weeks, really, it's the improvement again of Reed Sheppard. His development continues to be a highlight for this Rockets team. And it's pretty evident that he needs to be on the court in the final minutes, in the final late stages of the game. Reed Sheppard has deservingly earned his minutes at the end of games. He's just, and I know Thompson had like 14 assists for you the other night against the Grizzlies, and he was phenomenal. But Reed Sheppard's just the best ball handler when it comes to it. And, man, he's just exciting to watch. And, damn it, I don't know if the Rockets have ever had a player that is almost as nearly automatic as Reed Sheppard is when it comes to just catch and shoot, or here you go, here's a 3, and I mean deep range. Like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He is someone I haven't had this confidence since Ryan Anderson was pulling up 2 or 3 feet behind the 3-point line, and he's got that level of confidence. Not the best game from Reed Sheppard last time we saw him though, against the Grizzlies in a win. Rockets still got the job done, but Reed only 15 minutes. He's definitely gonna have games like that, but at this point, I'm with you, Harley. I think you have to give your best ball handler and arguably your best shooter, you got to give him at least 20 minutes a night. Let him go through the ups and downs, the mountains, the valleys. Let him do all that in real time, and let's get him some seasoning, because for the Rockets to contend this year, whether Ime Udoka wants to admit it or not, the Rockets have no chance of contending for a title this year unless Reed Sheppard is turning up, period. That is one of the biggest, most important factors for the Rockets this year is Reed Sheppard's development. If the Rockets are going to do it, and it's a tall task already, but for them to take down the Thunder in the West, it would have to be a Reed Sheppard renaissance. Obviously, you have other things that have to happen as well. We have to all stay healthy. Kevin Durant has to keep being KD. Sengun can't, come up small. He has to stay going strong. If he plays every game like he did against the Grizzlies, one of the most efficient nights of his entire career, if not his most efficient night, 15 to 17 from the field. That's like 2K numbers, 33 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Still not a big fan of those 5 turnovers, but we will let it slide in a win over the Grizzlies by 9 points. Sengun, man, probably going to be another All-Star appearance for him this season. But, man, when we start talking about Sengun, There was some talk before the season, Harley. I'll throw this to you. There was some talk before the season about who is the true Rockets like franchise cornerstone, right? Obviously, everyone knew we were acquiring KD to be like, like the guy per se, but everyone knows that that's only a few years that he's going to be here. But the debate before the season was Sengun or Amin Thompson, and at this point, I think it's been solidified for me that it is Sengun's team now and going forward. But what would you say to that?
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. There's still so much potential with him, and I think he could overtake that title at some point. It's just not now. And
Right.
Sengun right now, I mean, he flirted with a double-double the other night against the Grizzlies, like to your point, 15 to 17. I mean, he was straight up ISOing guys and just going right down the paint, pump fake, hook, off the glass, in. And it was just like, I'm going to do it again and again and again, and you can't stop it. And there's moments of brilliance like this from Alperen and Sengun. That's what gets me excited about him. There's other moments, though, where it's straight hero ball with him. And it's straight, I am going to force my shot. And I'm like, Sengun, brother, we got Kevin Durant now. You don't have to be playing hero ball. Like, we've seen it in multiple instances throughout the season. Most notably, I think of the Pelicans game about a month ago where he just drove it, just beeline, and you could see a trailing Kevin Durant. Like, I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of positives with Sengun at the end of the day. And yeah, he is the cornerstone piece, but I mean, he almost had a triple-double, a light triple-double the other game, 8, and 14.
14 is crazy. And that's good. That's perfect for the development of Amin Thompson, is for him to continue being someone that can distribute like that. And again, a lot of factors have to go right for the Rockets to contend this year, and that's another one. Like, Amin Thompson has to keep progressing as a ball handler as well. Some games this week. Obviously, the big one is tomorrow. We're recording this on Tuesday, so tonight, big one. Another matchup with the San Antonio Spurs. This one's a late start, 8:30. I'm gonna stay up, watch this one over on ESPN. But 8:30 start. San Antonio Spurs, man, this would be a huge win. We got one more later in March against them, but it's 1-1 season split right now between these two teams. I have a very sneaky suspicion that this could be a tie-breaking scenario. So I think it's a very, very important game tomorrow night. Got to defend home court. And historically, we know Sengun has been the kryptonite of Victor Wembanyama. I think that the Rockets they got to do it again. Have Sengun keep this hot hand and just go right at Victor Wembanyama and show him who is the best center in the West outside of Joe.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, I'm missing
He's been hurt for a little bit. He's been hurt for a little bit, so maybe he came off my mind for just a sec. I caught myself. Jokic is still the best player on earth, no doubt about it.
So I was like,
but after that, I want Sengun's name in there. I want Sengun's name in that conversation right after Jokic at this point. I'm dead serious. In the Western Conference, people are going to say Wemby because he's big and built in a lab and shoots threes. Cool. When he goes up against Alp, he has not really had success. Just saying.
Yeah. No, I mean, he was -14 on the court last time they played, 14-10, little light double-double, but he just was lost.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play that bad twice in a row.
I don't think so either. It's pretty fun, this series, how it's gone. The first game, as I remember, the Rockets dominated the Spurs up until the end of the half, and then the Spurs just lit on fire. And, man, there's always Rockets killers, there's Texans killers, there's Astros killers. Champagnie is starting to become a Rockets killer.
You're exactly.
I hate it. I hate him. I absolutely hate him. It reminds me of Tim Hardaway Jr. with the Mavericks. Like, he just has these career games against us. And I'm like, who is this Champagnie guy? And why do I hate him? And why is he Steph Curry reincarnated wearing black and silver? Like, it's just not fun to see him hit continuous threes. He had 27 in the last game against us. But it's funny how that first game, the Rockets really dominated, and then they just let the Spurs just roll them in the second half. And in the second game, the Spurs dominated, man. I mean, they should have won that second game. And then here comes itty-bitty Reed Sheppard and saying, hey, buddy, I'm going to drop 21 points on you. Kevin Durant does this thing. I mean, KD after the game said, I expect more of this from Reed Sheppard. Like, now you got us spoiled.
Yeah, that's been one of my favorite things to see this season was like all these young guys going underneath Kevin Durant. We knew the impact that he was going to have on Jabari Smith because they were always, compared to each other. But it's really been interesting the father-son type of relationship that Kevin Durant has with Reed Sheppard. Those two are super tight. So now next week, like I said, we're going to be doing full trade deadline breakdown for the Rockets and what we hope we see. But rumors today, they're going after a center. Me and you have been banging the table. We want that point guard. So we'll have a lot to discuss next week. But this has been Red Nation Radio. For Harley, I'm Spencer. Y'all take it easy and